today I wanted to share with you something that happened to me. I'm not going to go too deep into details, but stuff like that really helped me develop my philosophy when it comes to outsourcing. Because whether it is in life, whether it is in business, outsourcing is not easy. And if you don't know anything about what you're trying to outsource, you are either going to fail or you are just going to get taken advantage of, right? So the reason I'm saying that is that because we've all, for example, dealt with, doctors, when it comes medicine doctors, and have been misdiagnosed for some stuff, right? So, for example, for me, I can think, for example, of my grandpa who at the end of his life had been misdiagnosed for the condition that he had. But not only that, but only for me, for minor stuff. You know that I used to play basketball, and I told you, I never told you guys, but I had some issues with my knees, and I've never been able to get diagnosed while I was playing. I went to a lot of doctors, I went to a lot of specialists, knee specialists, and I was never able to get a real diagnosis and really fix that. And I've been pretty much able to fix that by myself while I kept learning about anatomy and how muscle works and stuff. And when you go to the doctor, when you work with a lawyer, when you work with a mechanic because you want to get your car fixed, if you don't know anything about that stuff, you're gonna either you're gonna get taken advantage of, or they're just not gonna care enough. They just need to make their money. You're just one person out of the 100% that they are gonna see this today, right? And the reason why I want to talk about that, and I want to share my experience and really share my thoughts when it comes to this, is that you really need to understand that you cannot just throw money at every single problem that you have without even understanding how things works, right? As I said, if you go to the mechanics, you say my car is not working. He can say whatever he wants. And you have no way to check it. So if he tells you that it costs $4,000 to fix a small thing, and it's just your battery that's dead, then it literally costs $300 to replace. You can say that you're going to pay $4,000 and you're going to lose a lot of money. And you do not have in life, oftentimes you do not have, you cannot afford you cannot afford those things, right? It's a small example. $4,000 you're going to recover. You understand what I mean? But there's some stuff where you cannot recover, and you need to really learn about a lot of stuff. And because you are just not able to, don't believe that you can throw money at every single problem that you want, and that is going to get fixed, right? Because people do not care about. There's some problem that you don't have enough money to fix, right? And you need to understand this stuff. And why am I saying this actually today? I know a lot of you guys really want the practical stuff, how to do this. Like, for example, the video on Walgreens, but on the video that I made on outsource on Walgreens, and would see these types of videos as fluff. But I personally like to consume videos like that, sharing advice and stuff. And I believe that this is where you really get context and you really start to understand concepts. And concepts such as the one that I'm talking about today when it comes to outsourcing, you really start to understanding with what you call the fluff. It's not just me rambling about some stuff, but it's really stuff that is important and that translate into business. Because yes, when you hire a lawyer, you are basically outsourcing something, right? If you hire a doctor to do some stuff, to get the diagnosis, you are outsourcing something. And I'm not saying that you should do all that stuff yourself, that you should not hire a lawyer, that you should not hire a doctor, but you should know well enough so at least you can get an idea of if you are in front of someone that knows what he's saying, or if you are in front of someone that does not know what he's saying, right? And if you really don't know anything, it's going to be really hard for you in life, and you're going to get taken advantage of a lot. It is especially more true if, just like me, you are in a country where, you don't have your family, you don't have, you don't have person that are really close to you to advise you, because they just don't know things work here and stuff. And yes, if you need a lawyer, you need to hire a lawyer. If you feel sick, you should go to a doctor and stuff. But it does not mean that you should not know at all how the laws work, how a country work, the legislation and stuff, how things work. Same thing. Just because you can go to the doctor does not mean that you should not get to know your own body. You're gonna live with your body until the end of your life. You should get to know it understand like basic symptoms, like for example, if you have an headache, if you have this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. I can alleviate these symptoms doing this, doing that. It's the same exact thing with your business. You cannot just throw money at someone and tell him, and I touched on that when I talked about VAs, but a lot of you guys, and I know, because when I started in business, I thought this is how it worked myself, you know. And when I make this video, it's just like if I were talking to myself when I started. Because I know what, if you are just starting in business right now, in online business, whatever, if you are just starting on your journey, and I know that a lot of guys that are still in college are watching, a lot of guys for whom is their first business. You know, there's a lot of young guys that are watching my channel. A lot. I do not have a lot of subscribers, but like a good portion of my subscribers, because by the way, we have a Discord server, and I talk to you guys all the time. If you have questions about Amazon, if you have questions about stuff, I'm always over there, hanging out, answering your questions, talking to you. I know a lot of you guys are actually young, and I know what you are going through. I'm not like acting like I'm a whole head and stuff, you know, but like I know what you think about business, because I thought the same thing. You know, I know you think about life, because I went through everything that you went through. Everything that you are going through right now, I went through it, and I went through it worse, because I was basically by myself in this country. Right, and so I had to figure out all that stuff by myself. I was taken advantage of a lot, and so, you know, I got to develop, you know, those understanding on stuff, and I learned the hard way. You don't have to learn the hard way, because I'm explaining, you know, what I learned by, you know, going through all that stuff, right? And as I said, yeah, if you run a business, you need to, like, you cannot just start a business and hire someone and hope that this person is going to find profitable product and is going to run your business, right? You do not have any money, like you do not have enough money to pay someone to really care about doing that job. If you are a billionaire, yeah, sure, you can do it. You can hire someone multiple six figures a year, pay him that, and he's going to figure out that for you. But like, you do not have that kind of money. I know you do not have that kind of money, right? Same thing with a doctor. Like, you do not have multiple six figures to pay to a doctor if something goes really wrong. So you need to start understanding, like, because for small problems, like, it's gonna help your quality of life a lot if you start to understand those things. And when it comes to business, it's the same thing. You should learn a little bit about accounting. You should learn a little bit about, you know, the legislation, business law and stuff. You should learn a little bit about finance. You should learn a little bit about marketing. Put everything together, about economic concepts. Put everything together. All of that is gonna help you. It does not mean that you should not hire an accountant. It does not mean that you should not hire a lawyer for your business when you need to. But as I said, you know, today I had to deal with a lot, because I'm dealing with lawyers with stuff that are not related to business, and it's nothing major. Like, do not worry about me. You know, I'll say, you know, it's regarding immigration stuff, and you know, I'm actually glad that I told you guys I studied law a little bit back when I was in Belgium, right? And I'm glad that, you know, I'm a little bit literate when it comes to law. And even in the US, when I was studying business, I studied business law. So, you know, I have an interest in law. So, you know, I'm always reading stuff and stuff. And, you know, I pretty much understand how stuff works. I'm literate enough to actually read case law, to read stuff and to understand. Like, this is pretty much, I'm not gonna go beyond that, you know. And the lawyer, you know, what you need to understand is that a lot of people are really bad at their jobs, right? They are really bad at their jobs. So, and a lot of people that are actually making money in their fields are bad at their jobs. You need to understand that. I worked with a lot of local business. I run with, okay, I'm not going to say too much, because like, some guys are going to be able to figure out who I'm talking about. But I know guys, I know people that actually run small companies that had for clients big publicly traded companies. And I'm not going to say a lot more about that, but like, even people getting those big contracts, like, there's a lot of them are incompetent. A lot of them are not good. And if you just rely on them, like, you're gonna have a hard time. You do not have enough money to actually fix your problem by throwing money at them, right? And like, so to talk to you guys, to explain to you guys a little bit more about, you know, to talk a little bit more about what happened. So, you know, I have that issue that I need to take care of regarding, you know, regarding immigration, right? Of course, I'm in legal status and stuff, but, you know, I'm trying to change my status and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna talk too much about it because like it's not interesting. That's nothing to do with this channel. And because you guys know I'm not American, I'm legally in the United States, but I'd like to change my status. I was a student. I had a student visa. I changed my status, and I want to change my status again, right? So it makes things more easy for me. And basically, I was on the phone with a lawyer quickly, a lawyer that was recommended by a friend, and she told me a lot of things that were actually wrong, you know. And I was like, and it really made me doubt myself, right? It really made me doubt myself and really think, is she right and stuff? But I knew that she was not right because I talked to a lot of lawyers before that and stuff. And like, if I actually was not, if I did not add a little understanding of laws, and if I was not able to make research on my own for that subject, I would have been freaking out right now. Basically, I would have been freaking out. And you know, because of that, you know, and I would have lost a lot of money, basically, because I'm not gonna say that the lawyer was ill intent, that it was with ill intent and stuff. Same thing, you know, when it comes to doctor mistreating you and stuff. But like, just because, you know, a lot of people, you know, when you have a job, it's not the same thing as, you know, when you actually, you know, run a business and stuff. You really care about it. When you have a job, you know, sometimes, you know, you just get your job done and then you go home. Like, for example, for a lot of you guys at school, I'm sure that you do not do you do not give 100% all the time. You know, sometimes you do stuff really quick because you just don't care that much. You just want your grade. You just want to pass the class, and that's it, right? And you know, for those people, it's pretty much the same thing. For the mechanics, it's the same thing. For the people that are going to build your house, it's the same thing. For, you know, for lawyers, that's the same thing. Or sometimes they just don't know everything about everything, and they may be wrong sometimes. And they do not care enough to actually check what they say and to make sure that what they are saying is right. And so, you know, because of that, I had to spend like a big part of my afternoon doing some research, actually double checking why I was actually sure that what she said was not right, you know. And you know, I had to do this, and you know, it's if I did not know about this, if I was not literate enough to actually dig myself and stuff, you know, if it was a doctor that gave me such, you know, how to say that gave me a diagnostic that was wrong, it could have been like a question of life or death, you know. And this is where this stuff is really serious, and this is why I'm telling you, you need to know a little bit about everything, because nobody is gonna care as much as you do. And some people, like, you just need one people to actually be bad at their job one time to fuck up your whole life. And this is why it's so hard to outsource stuff, because it's so hard to have enough money to actually throw at someone to fix a problem so that person cares enough, right? It can be with your car, it can be with, you know, you really need to understand all those stuff. Do you understand how your car works? Do you understand how an engine works? Maybe not. I know a lot of you guys not understand that, you know. And same thing, like for me, I had to actually learn all that stuff because I was taken advantage of when I was with my first car in this country, you know. And you know, you really need, like, this is why outsourcing is so hard, and this is why I'm trying to get you to understand. You cannot just throw money, find a VA, throw money at the VA, and hope that he runs your whole business and that you're gonna make like 6-figure profit and just call it a day. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know, you paying someone $100 a week, yes, it may be life-changing money for people in, you know, in Pakistan, for people in, you know, Southeast Asia and stuff. But it's not enough money for them to care and to really run your business, and you need to understand that. Yeah, Filipinos are hardworking. It's like all those people are hardworking, but like the people that are actually able to run whole business are like a big position in those in companies over there and stuff. Like don't think those people are stupid. Don't think that all the people in this country are stupid and they are gonna work for you for $100 a week, just, you know, so you can make $100,000 profit like a month, and like you're just not gonna have to do anything. This is not how it works. You need to have strong systems. You need to build your systems, and no one is gonna build your system expect you. You do not have enough money to actually throw money at the business and have someone build your system, so you can hire people. So yeah, outsourcing is really hard. Yes, you can do it, but you cannot outsource something at the level you are, I know which like, I know like maybe one of you guys is at a completely different level, but I really doubt it. And at the level where you are, this is not how business work. This is how business work for publicly traded companies, for $1 billion company. This is not how stuff is gonna work for your business. I'm telling you straight up. This is not how stuff is gonna work for your business. You need to understand your process. You need to understand how to find product. You need to understand how to find profitable product. You need to understand how to ship stuff to Amazon. You need to understand how to pack stuff. Because if let's say you hire warehouse workers, because you really have a lot of money, you can basically buy a warehouse, hire people to actually pack your stuff yourself without going through a prep centers. How are you going to know if someone, knows how to actually pack orders and stuff and does it correctly if you've never done it? You cannot hire a CEO or someone that has like deep experience, like, and that is verifiable, that has deep experience in that industry, and hire that person to then check if the people that you hire are going to do a good job. You do not have enough money to do that. I know you don't. This is not how business is going to go for you. Try to learn a little bit about everything. Stay curious. Learn about everything, and this is how creativity comes. All right, guys? That was today's video. I hope it was helpful. As I said, those videos are what you would call the fluff, and stuff that are not like super applicable, that you cannot apply it to. And you can actually apply this, because this is more like this is more a philosophy, a way of life and a way to do business. And defining your philosophy, the way you do business, the way you live your life, is actually super important. It is super important. And I know these videos usually do not perform as well as if I do, because I could do sourcing videos every day. I could do it, but I know that, I care about a lot of you guys. Like, you may say, I'm just making YouTube videos, I don't care. I actually care. It's not like I do not care and I just want to throw videos, I want to sell you my software and stuff. No, I talk to a lot of you guys. I know what a lot of you guys are going through. I know why you are actually trying to make this Amazon business you have successful. I'm not just here to scam you. And this is why those videos are super important, because it can give you direction in the way you are going with your business, in the way you are going with your life. Because where you guys are right now, I was there. As I said that like a few minutes ago. I was where you are today a few years ago, but I was I was at the same place as you, but even worse. Most of the time was even worse. I went through what you went through, but like 10 times worse. And so yeah, I hope this was helpful. I really hope this was helpful for the guys that watch until here, because this is super important. I really believe that it's super important. And watch these videos on the screen. You will be recommended more Amazon videos, more Amazon videos that are way more specific into Amazon. And yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. New video every single day at 3 p.m. Thank you for watching.